Sri Lokesh's proactive efforts in addressing rural water crisis and enhancing grievance redressal through social media and technology earned him widespread recognition for effective governance. Before entering full-time politics in 2013, Sri Lokesh served as the Vice President at Heritage Foods Limited, where he played a crucial role in doubling the company's revenue and expanding its footprint in major Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities across South India. He has also worked with the World Bank on capacity building projects in e-governance and global connectivity solutions. A strong advocate of technology and governance, Sri Lokesh has driven several e-governance initiatives such as Me Seva, Me Kosam and Me Bhumi, improving service delivery and citizens' grievance redressal. Under his leadership, Visakhapatnam emerged as a global fintech hub and Andhra Pradesh became a leader in blockchain adoption, with Visakhapatnam hosting Asia's largest blockchain conference in the year 2017. Sri Lokesh's commitment to public service extends to his work with the NTR Trust, which has significantly impacted the Telugu-speaking states through philanthropic initiatives. He holds an MBA from Stanford University Graduate School of Business and a BSc in Management and Information Systems from Carnegie Mellon University. Hailing from a distinguished political family, including his father, Chief Minister Sri Narachandra Babu Naidu, and his grandfather, the legendary Sri N.T. Ramarao Garu, Sri Lokesh continues to build on his family's legacy. In 2023, he embarked on the Yuva Galam Padayatra, one of the longest political foot marches ever undertaken by a politician in India to connect with the people of Andhra Pradesh. In the 2024 Assembly elections, he marked his first electoral win as a member of the Legislative Assembly from Mangalgiri with a huge margin of 91,413 over his opponent. So, it is our utmost privilege to have your esteemed presence here at VITAP. May I humbly request you to share a few words of your vision. So, exactly, more than few words.
Vishwanathan Garu, to all the dignitaries on the dais, I think they don't need any introduction. Everyone did speak about them. To all the global academic institutions that have representatives here, to the faculty, deans, and to my dear students, it's really exciting times, and I'm really excited to be here. I'd like to thank WIT Andhra Pradesh for bringing us all together and hosting the first ever International Higher Education Fair. I actually have an entire speech written out, but then I realized that my audience had changed. And I really have come here to share my experiences. That is very, very important. All of you are aspiring for higher education and have already traveled that path. I have been there, I've done it. As already introduced, I did my bachelor's at Carnegie Mellon University. I worked at the World Bank for 2 years and I did my MBA from Stanford. I inevitably host admissions events for Stanford MBA in Hyderabad. And I get asked this question, what have you learned? Why Stanford? And I kept thinking about it more and more and what I gained out of international education. Now, there are two things that substantially improve our per capita income, as sir has said. One is immigration, second is education. But one thing that I think all of us are missing is the value system. One thing that fundamentally changed me as a human being was, first time when I had exams at Stanford, it was our finals, we are in a quarter system. So the first final exams I remember, we have not this big classrooms, but about quarter of this size. And it was fascinating to see the professor come, leave the exam papers on the table and leave. And I didn't understand, I was looking around, I'm like, what is going on? So all of us had to go pick up a paper, come, sit in your place and write the exam. There was no invigilator. That fundamentally transformed me. An institution of global standard is trusting its students to hold the institution for higher ethical, moral honor. And that fundamentally transformed. So as all of you go globally to other states, I think what is important is to learn the value system and the values that different institutions actually bring. As WIT has its own culture, other global repute organizations have their own culture. So it's important to understand which institution actually fits into the culture that you aspire to be in, and you will try. So I request all the students to definitely pay attention to that. See, we honestly live in a very exciting time. Today, if you look globally, majority of the tech companies are being led by Indians. Microsoft, Adobe, Google. The vice chairman of Bank of America happens to be a Telugu person. So if you look at it, all majority of the global institutions, if not number one, at least at number two today, we see Indians. And the reason for that is the reforms that India has taken in the 80s and in the 90s. You know, it is Mr. Naidu who opened up the entire IT sector in Hyderabad. Today the modern Hyderabad is his baby. And because of that one initiative globally, I'm proud to say that 20% of the IT workforce come from the two Telugu speaking states. While I'm proud of that fact, I'm also worried that we're losing all our bright minds to the rest of the world. So like how I have taken the road less traveled. Getting a global MBA, I came back to politics. And I did a walkathon. And I rediscovered our nation and my own state. So I request all of you to seriously think about your purpose. You know, in one of the MBA applications, I had this question: what matters to you most and why? I'll repeat that again. What matters to you most and why? In fact, I answered this question, if I'm right, in 2005. 2005 November, when I applied. Even till today, my answer to that question drives me. Whenever I feel down, whenever I feel dejected, upset, disappointed in myself, in the system, I actually go back and refer to that answer. And that gives me again my headache. So it's very important for all of you to really rediscover, understand what your true calling is. Now, next 25 years is India's 25 years. We have amazing demographic dividends. And we are living in very inspiring times. 80% of the jobs that are going to get created in the next 5 years are in sectors we are yet to discover. In fact, I'm 41 years old. Even today, when I go back to the US, I just came back from my trip, I really rediscovered that there's so much new happening in technology. There's so much of innovation happening. And I've committed to myself that every 6 months I will go back, spend at least 2 days, meet up with everyone and understand where the world is moving. What's happening in Europe? What's happening in Southeast Asia? I really want to understand. So I think it's very important that all of us open our minds. We should not think about our big bubble. We should not think about Amaravati bubble or Andhra bubble or India bubble. We have to open our eyes to what's happening around us globally. Because it's very, very exciting times and inspiring times. And the next 25 years is India's 25 years. So while all of us go get a global education, the real action is going to be in India. And it's very important that all of us actually come back and be part of India's growth story. As far as Andhra Pradesh is considered, as part of the Honorable Prime Minister's vision, Vikasit Bharat, We have come up with Vikasit Andhra Pradesh, where by 2047 we want to be a $2 trillion economy. And we want to have the highest per capita income in India. And yes, sir, GR ratio is a key performance indicator that the Honorable Chief Minister has given me.